Swatika, today is Thursday, September 25th of 2014. This is Newsline, and I'm Sandra Hanutsaha. His Royal Highness Crown Prince Maha Vajiralongkorn deputized for His Majesty the King in performing royal duties to mark Mahidol Day. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, accompanied by the Royal Consort, Her Royal Highness Princess Sirat, yesterday laid royal wreaths at the statue of Prince Mahidol of Songkhla, located in the compound of Sirat Hospital. Prince Mahidol was a son of King Rama V and the father of His Majesty King Bhumibol Adulyadej. The Thai government has designated September 24th, the date of Prince Mahidol's death, as Mahidol Day, in commemoration of his contributions to the development of medical education in Thailand and his selfless devotion to the well-being of Thai people. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince later proceeded to the 100 Years Sirat Pavilion to pay homage to the statue of the Princess Mother, Her late Royal Highness Princess Sinakarin. His Royal Highness then presided over the ceremony of presenting plaques of honor and commemorative pins to those who have contributed to development of the Faculty of Medicine of Sirat Hospital. Welcome to today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward, broadcasting live on NBT. And now on to today's headlines. The Prime Minister has stressed the importance of anti-corruption approaches, saying all sectors need to work together in order to eradicate this problem. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha has reiterated that the government's anti-corruption policy needs commitment from every sector, and repeated the Cabinet's determination to distribute the budget with transparency and for the clear benefit of the country. He said solutions to corruption need collaboration from everyone, and he, as the Prime Minister, has the responsibility to oversee the operations of Cabinet and the political sector and will bluntly investigate any apparent offense. Meanwhile, the general public is also asked to monitor any corruption suspected in their areas and inform the appropriate institutes or the Damrong Tham Center. Deputy Prime Minister Yonghyut Yuttawong has expressed readiness to tackle social issues such as the improvement of care for the elderly and the disabled, elimination of social gaps, and educational reform. As he has been put in charge of social affairs, Deputy Prime Minister Yonghyut is directly supervising the Ministries of Education, Social Development and Human Security, Science and Technology, and Public Health. He stated that the first thing on his agenda is to push for the establishment of a public organization to oversee the development of technologies for the elderly and the handicapped in hopes of providing the groups with a better quality of life and narrowing social disparities. In terms of community development, Mr. Yonghyut said important databases, such as those related to public health, education, household registration, and water management, will be enhanced so as to ensure a higher efficiency of development projects in each community. The Deputy Premier also cited educational reform as another top priority, insisting that all involved agencies must work collaboratively in order for the goal to be achieved. Since the government is unlikely to be able to bring about concrete changes in Thai education within 1 year, he said the current target is to lay a good foundation for the future. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs General Thanasak Patimaprakorn has received diplomatic representatives of ASEAN countries and the European Union, or EU, who paid him a visit in hopes of strengthening bilateral relations. The ambassadors of Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Singapore, Indonesia, and Brunei, as well as the chargé d'affaires of Malaysia and the Philippines, paid a courtesy call on General Thanasak to congratulate him on his new positions as Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Thailand. On this occasion, General Thanasak clarified to them the government's roadmap towards sustainable democracy and reported progress in the setting up of the National Reform Council, or NRC. As a response, the diplomats voiced understanding of Thailand's situation and acknowledged the need for the country to accomplish the goal of the roadmap in order to create national and regional stability and sustainability. Meanwhile, EU Ambassador to Thailand, Jesus Miguel Sanz, also paid a visit with General Thanasak to discuss bilateral cooperation. The ambassador informed the Thai foreign minister that the EU understood the objective of the roadmap and was willing to bring in specialists to support Thailand in the reform process. The Royal Thai Embassy in Israel has contacted the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Israel to evacuate Thai workers working in the country due to intense fights between Israel and Gaza. The workers are allowed to take off work. Spokesman of the Thai Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Sekwan Ameti, said there were 38 Thai workers who wanted to move out of the conflict areas. The Thai embassy had requested Israel and the employers, who hired around 4,000 Thai workers in 96 agricultural estates near Gaza, to help evacuate them to a safe place 10 to 20 kilometers far from the conflict areas. There has been no evacuation of Thai workers from Israel yet. Mr. Se confirmed the Thai embassy there closely monitored the situation and took care of Thai people in Israel. President of the National Legislative Assembly, or NLA, Pornphet Vichitcholachai, has indicated a possibility of reducing the monthly payment for former MPs and senators, while affirming that the NLA members will not be entitled to such allowance. Mr. Pornphet called a meeting with executives of the Secretariat of the House of Representatives in order to hand down policy guidelines on 3 important issues. One of them was the continuation of payment from the Fund for Former Parliamentarians, which was previously alleged by some recipients to have been disrupted. The NLA president noted that there is a plan under the Finance Ministry's consideration to amend the Fund for Former Parliamentarians Act, which has been effective since October last year, with a view to decreasing the monthly pay to a more appropriate rate. Nonetheless, he assured no changes will be made to benefit NLA members who are exempted from the allowance by the law. At the same time, Mr. Pornphet also gave guidelines on the acceleration of the new Parliament construction project, which has come to a standstill after only 6 to 7% completion, as well as on the probe into allegations of fraud in the procurement process of Parliament. The Department of Internal Trade, or DIT, has arranged a fair to promote organic vegetables. The fair will offer low-priced ingredients and produce for vegetarian consumers during the present Vegetarian Festival. The Director General of the DIT, Jintana Chayawanagan, announced that officials had been ordered to conduct a price check on vegetables in fresh markets in order to prevent soaring prices during the festival. So far, the prices of vegetables and produce this year have not seen a sharp rise compared to the same period last year. The department has also held the Fresh Vegetables from Gardens to Consumers Chinese Vegetarian Festival 2014 event in Bangkok and 4 other provinces to promote the festival and sell quality ingredients at reasonable prices. Sticking with the Department of Internal Trade, the DIT has revealed that the prices of vegetarian food dishes this year are not as high as last year's. DIT Deputy Director General Ms. Nopon Lintong revealed that the department has organized an event titled Returning Fresh Vegetables to Consumers for the 2014 Vegetarian Festival, scheduled to be held from September 24th to October 2nd. The event aims to sell fresh produce to consumers at an affordable price, and 6 other similar events will be held in regions nationwide, such as at Kampang Pet Farmers Market, Talat Thai in Pathum Thani, and Lim Ka Niao Shrine in Pattani. Compared to last year, the prices of vegetarian food in fresh markets this year have been relatively lower, with ready-to-eat items averaging at only 25 to 30 baht per dish. The price decline can be attributed to the low costs of raw materials, including vegetables, as a lot of locals have been growing their own produce. The Stock Exchange of Thailand, or SET, yesterday was at 1,591.89 points, inching up 1.76 points with a turnover of 52.05 billion baht. The day's top trading were True Corporation, Advanced Info Service, InTouch Holdings, BTS Group Holdings, and PTT. Asia Plus analysts said that yesterday the SET index bounced back and forth between the positive and negative territories, voicing their opinions that the market needs new factors to stimulate the trading in order to eventually move beyond the 1,600 points. They said that the most influential global factor remains to be the intensifying situation in the Middle East, as the U.S. and its allies started launching airstrikes against the Islamic State in Syria. The event would most definitely affect commodity prices, especially fuel prices. The analysts predicted that today the market's support level should be at 1,580 points, citing the resistance level would likely be in the range of 1,595 to 1,600 points. And the Royal Forest Department of Thailand, or RECOFTC, has organized a public lecture on how a society can adapt to climate change. And Kuniranut Prajakwanit has the report for us.
In Asia and the Pacific region, local people have of late been experiencing severe impacts of climate change. Extreme weather conditions have been reported, while climate change trends include the rise of temperature and the rise of sea levels, as well as unpredictable dry and rainy seasons occurring across the region. Local people have long suffered from drought during the dry season and frequent storm during the rainy season. Many local communities have learned to manage the impacts of climate change on their food security and livelihood. For more efficient management, local communities are introducing ways to adapt to the impact of climate change through community forestry.
I can say that most important for the Thai people is to use forest as an adaptation, not really for mitigation. The mitigation means to reduce the cost of the climate change. The cost of climate change, I think we know already that the one who make the problem of climate change is the way to use the energy. So we have to save the energy. For myself, I think as working with the villagers, adaptation is more important than mitigation to reduce, because reduce is the responsibility of the industrial sector.
The implementation of community forestry offers a way to strengthen national and regional resilience to climate change while allowing locals to earn their livelihood from forests, improving ecosystem functions, increasing food security, and reducing disaster risks.
And thank you to Queen Inanut for that report. In today's segment of Now or Never, Dr. Yongyut Mayalap, the civilian spokesperson of the National Council for Peace and Order, or NCPO, will talk about the Prime Minister's visit to the flood-hit Sukhothai province. Let's have a look.
Swadikap, welcome to Now or Never. Recently, General Prayut Chan-o-cha, Prime Minister, visited flood-affected victims at Kong Krai Lat Temple, Kong Krai Lat District, Sukhothai Province, in the lower northern region of the kingdom. Heavy rains and flash floods had hit Sukhothai since September the 9th, causing damages to 8 districts with over 12,000 households being affected. 18,405 rai of farmlands were inundated. The situation had eased out and rehabilitation was underway. However, some agricultural areas in Kong Krai Lat district remain swamped with runoffs from the Yom River. Inundation is expected to remain for at least a month. Dr. Royon Jitdon, Director of Hydro and Agro Informatics Institute, who accompanied the Prime Minister on this visit, added that more gambling water retentions need to be built in the areas around Yom River. Floodwater during its flow peak would be tunneled to Nong Jorakhe, a gambling area which can be further developed to have a capacity of 8 million cubic meters from the present capacity of 4.2 million cubic meters by increasing its depth to 5 meters. Floodwater from Nong Jorakhe will be further drained to Tung Thale Luang, where 32.4 million cubic meters of water may be contained. Water retention capacity of Sukhothai city center may also be expanded to support discharges of 800 cubic meters per second from the present capacity of 570 cubic meters per second. Prime Minister General Prayut said that flood problem needs to be addressed comprehensively in a big picture, especially Yom River. However, in the first phase of problem resolution, water would be drained from the main river to gambling areas on both river banks. The Prime Minister also discussed with Sukhothai Governor in constructing drainage tunnels and sluice gates in an attempt to solve the problem on streets blocking waterways. He called for the crowd gathering upon his visit to adhere to His Majesty the King's Royal Initiative on water resources management. The government and NCPO had revised the water management projects of fiscal year 2014 to be carried out by 7 governmental agencies with a budget of 17,000 million baht in order for them to be integrative, interconnected and appropriate for the resolution of the problems in each locality. Water problems of the country, be it flood, drought and management of agricultural areas, would be addressed with sustainable solutions. The complete master plan is expected to be ready by the end of October and must be submitted to the Cabinet for consideration. สวัสดีครับ
And that's the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. We're going to take a quick look at the exchange rates and commodity prices and return with the international news.
Open the world of information. Embrace public participation. Present Thainess to the world. New dimension of the government's public relations. The 81st anniversary of Public Relations Department. Creative media for society and mobilizing Thailand towards the ASEAN community.
Thai people are born in such a unique place. We have lots of water, so we float markets on it, throw it for festive fun, and use it to shower elephants. We have rice in the fields, fish in the water, and we always make lots of it so we can share. The way of Thai, our way of unique happiness, and it begins with the people. amazing Thailand.
Welcome back to Newsline. Algerian militants have released a video that appears to show them beheading Frenchman Hervé Gourdel, who was kidnapped on Sunday, in what the group said was a response to France's action against Islamic State militants in Iraq. The video shows Gourdel, a 55-year-old tourist from Nice, kneeling with his arms tied behind his back before 4 masked militants who read out a statement in Arabic criticizing France's military intervention. They then pushed him on his side and held him down. The video does not show the beheading, but a militant holds the head up to the camera. French Foreign Minister Laurent Fabius had said then that the taking of a French hostage would not deter French participation in a U.S.-led coalition of nations against Islamic State militants. And the women's volleyball event kicked off at the Asian Games on Wednesday, with Thailand seen beating India 3-0. Thailand and India were both making plays in the first set, each team seemingly taking turns to score. Thailand did manage to outpace India's points making, and by the end of the first set, the score was 25-19. The early part of the second set was similar to the first, with both teams picking up points and the score gap never widening significantly. However, Thailand widened the lead as the set progressed and finally triumphed with a score of 25-12. And at the end of the third set, Thailand emerged victorious with a score of 25-19, 25-12, and 25-11. And that's it for today's edition of Newsline. For any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook by simply typing in NNT, and you can check out our website at thainews.prd.go.th/newsing. We're going to say goodbye with Japanese Air Forces riding plane-shaped scooters to celebrate the 60th anniversary. Have a good day. I'm Sandra Hanutssaha. Sawadee ka.